Today in this video, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of the city of LaPlace. We're going to cover everything, the good and the bad of the city. Make sure you stay tuned to the end because the last con is going to be something that you need to know before making your move here, and we're getting after it right now.
If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know anything and everything about living in South Louisiana, then subscribe and press the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the real estate market here in our area. I'm Natalie.
I'm Carson.
And we're real estate agents with Wyco Realtors Loescher Properties. We're also investors and private money brokers. If you're looking to sell your home, we can help you sell it, or we can buy it ourselves. Or if you're looking to buy a home in the next week or the next few months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, or you can even schedule a Zoom call with us and we can help you make that smooth move to South Louisiana.
So like I said, we are covering the pros and cons of LaPlace. We are at one of the shopping centers here in LaPlace. We're sitting outside of PJ's Coffee. Natalie's got her muffin, and well, she did have a muffin, and her frozen lemonade. But the first pro about LaPlace is gonna be that there have been a ton of flips lately due to Hurricane Ida passing. Unfortunately, in 2021, there's been a lot of investors come in, of course, and fix up the properties. So there's a lot of homes out there that have been updated to the max, completely redone, which is attractive to a lot of home buyers out there looking for newer or at least newly redone properties.
The first con is going to be that there isn't too much to do as far as entertainment or restaurants. A lot of people will go to Metairie or New Orleans for that, which is about a 20-minute drive to Metairie and a 40-minute drive to New Orleans. Like I said, there isn't much to do, but there is two places. One called Bayou Adventure, which you could do a sunset swamp tour, or you could rent a kayak. And then there's also Zip NOLA, where you can go zip lining, which is pretty fun, but those are the only two things really do in the area. As for restaurants, you have your typical fast food restaurants, and then you have some local restaurants, but there isn't anything too fancy, like you're gonna get excited to go get dressed up and have a date night or a nice night with your family. So you would go to New Orleans or Metairie for that type of restaurant.
So pro number two is gonna be that the cost of living is really low here. For one, the property taxes are super low. The effective property tax rate here in St. John the Baptist Parish is only 0.32%, which is among the lowest in the entire state of Louisiana. Home prices too are much lower than surrounding areas. Here in LaPlace, in the last 60 days, the homes had a price per square foot of about $110, and right now they're being listed for about $120 to $130 or $135 is about what the going rate is here in LaPlace. In Orleans Parish, you're gonna have just about double the price per square foot and double the property taxes, which means that the same property in New Orleans is going to be worth half the amount, and you'll be paying half the amount of property taxes on top of that. That's definitely a pro in my book for living in a suburb of New Orleans instead of living in New Orleans itself. It's just too expensive. But at $130 per square foot, the homes here in LaPlace are a lot cheaper than other surrounding suburbs of New Orleans, which are going for $150 to $250 max.
The next pro is that the airport is only about 15 minutes away, so it's not too close to where you can hear every plane pass, but it's close enough to where you can get there in a short period of time. This is good news for those of you that travel a lot for either work or whatever it may be, and that means you have easy access to the airport. This is good news for those of you that travel a lot, whether it be for work or whatever it may be, that you have easy access to the airport for all your traveling needs. We travel a lot for our job, but not traveling through state, so we don't really use the airport. We travel just from like city to city to show houses and stuff like that in Louisiana. But if we did travel from state to state a lot more often, like some jobs you have to, we would definitely want to be closer to the airport, like a 15-minute drive, because it's so much more convenient to, if you have to do it so often.
You ever been on a plane before?
Nope.
I have, and I'm deathly afraid of them. I'm also super afraid of elevators. Fun fact about me. The next con is going to be that the public school system here is not the most sought after school system. And so if that is something that's important to you and your family, if that's something that you are looking for, LaPlace might not be the best fit. However, there are suburbs nearby LaPlace where you can be in the same general area and have a much better school system. Luling, for instance, is only about 20 minutes away from LaPlace and has some of the best public schools out there.
All right, now let's read some reviews to see what the residents have to say about LaPlace. LaPlace is a little town where almost everyone knows everyone. We are expanding a town where construction is happening all the time. LaPlace is joked for being the car wash capital of the world, for having a car wash at nearly every quarter mile. Here's another one. Not many things you can do here. The Andouille Festival is great though. If you like a big city with many stores, LaPlace isn't for you. The highway cuts through the city and has many housing areas around it, which separates parts of the city from each other. It is quiet, but the roads are non-stop.
There is a lot of car washes here, but I will say that that review was written in 2018 and a lot of the new construction is not new anymore. It's developed, it's done. So that leads us into our next pro, which is that there is festivals here in LaPlace. The Andouille Festival, like it was mentioned in the review, as well as the Jambalaya Festival. So if you don't know what either of those are, I'll explain. Andouille is just another name for sausage, so it's basically a sausage festival. These usually take place in October, and of course there's gonna be all kinds of live music and games and stuff to do whenever you go from table to table trying the different sausages. Jambalaya is a recipe of rice and chicken and sausage and spices. I've made this myself a couple times. I'm not the best cook in the world, but I do like to cook, and I'll just end up pressure cooking some chicken, boiling some rice on the stove, and throwing it together with some tomato paste. And that's not the recipe whatsoever, but it's just kind of my little spin on it, and it's jambalaya. So the next pro is going to be that LaPlace is a really good area for investors, and I'll tell you why. Number one is there's a lot of flips going on. They've been going on for a while, but since 2021 in late August, early September, when we had Hurricane Ida unfortunately come through and flood a lot of these houses and destroy a lot of these houses, and a lot of investors stepped in and did their job flipping these homes. They're still going on to this day, and there's still flips out there to be made. Number two, since property taxes are lower in LaPlace, your spread between your expenses and your rent is going to be greater, meaning that you have greater cash flow, meaning that you have a better rental property here in LaPlace versus in another area for the same price, because the taxes are going to be cheaper. I personally think it'd be really good for a restaurant owner to come in and develop some kind of restaurant, because there's a lot of reviews at niche.com, people saying, oh, there's not very many restaurants or things to do for kids. They did add the zip line place, like Natalie and I were telling you about, called NOLA Zip, where you can take your kids and do zip lining. But other than that, there's not a lot of things to do for kids, and there's not a lot of really good restaurants. With a population of about 30,000, I do think that the city needs a 5-star fancy dress-up restaurant somewhere. So you can flip homes here, you can also buy your rental properties here. You might as well just do it all in one go. You can do something called the BRRRR method, which is buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. So you just buy a home for 80% of the after repair value, including repairs. That way when you refinance, you'll get all your money back out and then just keep it as a rental. That's one hack to get a free property. But enough of my rambling. That's going to be all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video of the pros and cons of LaPlace. If you found any value in this video whatsoever, do me a favor and subscribe and tap the bell for notifications. If you have any questions about anything I said in this video, or if you're looking to move in the next week or the next few months, whatever it is, guys, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call with us. We'll be happy to help you make that smooth move to South Louisiana. And other than that, see you around town.